Hey guys, Lisa here with another 1v1. This time we will be looking at Prolink versus Evan in the StarCraft 2 Armory 16-player shootout tournament hosted by Onslaught. Man, that was a mouthful. I did not see the first tournament, but they tell me that Evan has won because Prolink's macro did fall apart. I did not see this in person, so I can only take his or her word for it. Right now, they're doing a little bit of fighting. Evan claims he is a lover and not a fighter, so he is obviously French. Prolink sending out his ninth SCV to probably put down a supply depot at 10. Actually, a little bit earlier than 10 at 9. Evan is not sending out his SCV yet. It is kind of peculiar to see someone wall off in a Terran versus Terran, as you can't really get a good concave when the enemy Terran does attack, so we will see where Evan does put down, and he does go for a barracks first, so he is opting to go for a quick orbital command, as it seems, even before that supply depot, and he is certainly not walling off, so not walling off for Evan. He's going to play more of a SimCity around his base, going to put that supply depot in his mirror line and probably just lower it, just try to conserve space so that it's difficult for range units, any range units from the Terran arsenal to actually poke away at his base. And Prolink putting down his barracks right now. Getting that early gas, actually. He only has 8 SCVs on minerals. And actually, Evan is getting his gas fairly early, too. So we have 11 harvesters on both sides fairly early in the game. They are both opting for some kind of Reaper harassment or early Marauder, as it would look like. Perhaps even a early factory, but it does not seem like they got the gas early enough to straight get the factory. And it looks like Prolink actually surrounded Evan's SCV and killed it, so very interesting that Prolink saw that, and Evan did move his SCV. And now, though, he did seem to lose precious time not mining, so we'll have to see if that was worth it or not. Anyway, both players scouting out each other's base. Evan is putting down a second barracks right now, and Evan is slightly behind on the income. And he also does not have any attachments on his barracks, as it looks like. Right now, Prolink putting down a tech lab, as it would seem. Yep, there is a tech lab. Probably not going to go Reapers. It's a little bit late for Reapers. And, yeah, so he probably will go for a few Marauders. I think that is what Evan is going to do. He does have that comp setup, and he still doesn't seem to have 11 SCVs compared to the 14 right now. But he's putting down that mule. That mule is going to be a Russian donkey in the amount of minerals it can mine. Huge income boost for Evan right now, much greater than Prolink, even with less harvesters. And Prolink does not seem to have his orbital command up yet, so very interesting. But he is opting for a early factory with only one Marine and one Marauder planning to defend his walled off base right now. He's still slightly ahead on his harvester lead, and Evan is putting down his second supply depot. Looks like a few, nope, just one Marauder. Evan is currently scouting the outside of his base. Gonna put some range units at the top. Make sure no one gets in. If you in TVT, if you put range units at the top of your ramp, it makes it extremely hard for another player, even in non-Terran, just range units, to push up on that ramp, just because they do not have the sight, and the units that come up who get the sight are killed almost instantly. So, looking at the army right now, Evan is a little bit behind just because he's getting that factory tech. Oh, he's going actually siege tech early, so he looks like he might be playing a turtle fest, as what most TVT does come down to. A reactor on that barracks by Evan and a single barracks producing Marauder, so he's going to go straight up infantry. We will see how this is going to be countered by Prolink. That siege tech will probably not be finished in time, and we'll see how Prolink decides to defend against this. Evan has a slight army advantage right now. It looks like just one Marauder and one Marine above, so hope that's probably gonna change very quickly as Evan does put down a. Oh yeah, he was a bit supply locked for a sec. Right now, this is a very low econ game actually. Right now, there's only 9 harvesters on the. Oh, and then we have a battle going on right now. And it does look like Prolink will be able to push this off. Evan did not have enough infantry, and that siege tank does have siege tech right now, so it'll be a while before Evan can actually push onto this again without any air support. And it looks like Evan is still at 10 SCVs, so very interesting on a low amount of SCVs. Not really using that mule there. There it is. There's the mule. Orbital command does, or scanner sweep does go on. in Evan's base, and he does see that factory tech, but that should be expected. It is a little late for that factory anyway, and it looks like another barracks going down for Prolink, so Prolink might be doing Siege Tank plus M&M. Evan is putting down 2 starports, not very well defended. If Prolink does decide to push in, those 2 starports will be taken out fairly quickly, but it does not look like it. It does look like Prolink will be turtling up and going for a... I think both players are just, both players are definitely just macroing right now. 2 barracks for Prolink, and 2 barracks being placed forward. 2 forward barracks for Evan. I think he might be using one as a scout. Yeah, using 1 barracks as a scout, another barracks putting up forward just to soak up some fire when, if Prolink does decide to come attack. And it looks like Evan is moving his... Oh, interesting. Evan is actually moving his 2 starports back onto the tech lab and reactor, so it looks like he might be going Vikings and Banshees right now. And Prolink does manage to break Evan's little contain here, but Evan will see what Prolink has with this barracks. A barracks costs 150 minerals, and a scanner sweep deters you from using a mule, which basically prevents 300 minerals. So a 150 mineral barracks is much better for scouting than using a 300 mineral scanner sweep. Just a little tip for you guys if you guys like using scanner sweep, just build a barracks nearby their base and float it in. You can see everything inside. It's basically like a super beefy overlord. Right now, Evan does have a slight harvester lead. He is making constantly more harvesters right now. His income is a little bit higher, not that much higher, but it looks like Evan's going for an air game. Now this is going to be huge trouble for Prolink, as he only has 3 Marines to defend against his air attack. Well, he might not have enough Banshees right now, but once a second Banshee comes in, you can just kite those Marines all day, do that scoot and shoot, or you fly backwards and shoot while they're chasing you. Kite those Marines around. With good micro, a Banshee can kill many Marines. And it looks like Prolink is getting down his reactor. So in TVT, it usually comes down to whoever builds the Vikings first, then the opponent builds the Viking. Then the opponent builds the Viking, and then you build the Viking. And so the Viking is actually a very integral part of TVT. Right now, Evan is actually working away at the harvesters. That Banshee has 5 kills. Those Vikings are landing right now. Oh my god, Evan is losing, or Prolink is losing huge amounts of harvesters right now. And that Banshee actually has cloak. Prolink does have enough for a scan, but why isn't he scanning right now? There goes a scan. And he should be going for those 2 Marines. He can easily kill those 2 Marines right now. I do not know why he's not going for those 2 Marines. It looks like he is just opting to go for the harvesters. Those 2 Marines finally die after the scan goes away, and that cloak is still on right now. Evan is preventing these turrets from going up, so he is completely dominating the skies. And Prolink does not look like he will get harvesters in time to finish those workers. And it looks like this game is going to be over very quickly. Prolink does have 1 Viking, but he just doesn't have the detection to go for it, and he's just not mining right now. It's 3 harvesters versus 28 harvesters, so we'll see what Prolink can do to deter this, but it does not look like he will be able to. He gives him the curse, and it looks like this game will be over, depending on how long Prolink does want to actually drag this out. That 2 Vikings doing the scoot and shoot, and that Viking is actually landing to not actually take damage from the Viking. Evan is landing his Viking too, and that Viking trades his life for the enemy Viking. But income right now, we're at 1,000 and almost 300 gas to 0, so Evan actually even took the high yield during that. So it looks like Prolink is going to take huge amounts of time just to get his economy back online. He's probably going to have to spend all his minerals on his economy right now. And during that battle, he did not have any stocked up minerals, so he is going from basically 1 SCV worth of mining, so basically resetting from his harvesters to get an economy. We will see what Prolink can do, if anything, to come back into this game. Evan right now is scouting with that barracks, very key. See, a scanner sweep only lasts for like 8 seconds, but a barracks, as long as they don't attack it, is like forever. As long as they don't attack it. So, barracks, very useful in the scouting, but it does not look like he needs to know any further information. And 2 more Cloak Vikings come in, gonna take out that siege tank, and it does not look like there is much Prolink can do in this situation right now. Prolink says okay, and it looks like he might be GGing soon. There's the GG. And my name is Lisa with 8 E's, and we will be tuning in for Game 3.